Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for having me here today. My name is Neil Salisbury, and I'm here to talk to you about a new product my company's launched called Sportal Live. We've been out talking with a number of sports organizations, and we've found that there's four major things that all of them have issues with, and that they've seen time and time again. And the first is they're always looking at new ways of building community within their organization, especially with their parents, the coaches, and the athletes. Another area closely related to that is how can they continue to add value to their sports program and to improve their brand. A third area, and this is an ongoing issue with just about any of the sports programs, is they're always looking at new and interesting ways to do fundraising. And then a fourth, and this is one of the newer ones, is how do they handle some of the rising issues that they've seen with social networking. Well, Sportal Live is a unique platform that was built to address all of these issues. It addresses a multi-billion-dollar sports amateur athletics market. It is fully launched, and it is a set of websites, apps that work together to address this issue. So what exactly does that mean? Well, first of all, Sportal Live is an interactive app that allows friends and family and fans to all be able to participate at any type of event. Now, this doesn't have to be a sporting event. This could be a wedding, this could be a rock concert, this could be a Boy Scout outing. It can be used for all sorts of different social events. One of the things that they can do is they can photo share. So let's say all of us are at the same event. We all can be sharing the same photos at that event live, and all those photos will be put into a timeline in order that they were taken. So I may not know anybody in this room, but I'm able to see all the photos that everybody in this room took at the same event and be able to share my photos with all of you at the same event. We also have a unique feature that's tied into that called a voice pick. The voice pick, basically when you take the photo, you also talk into your phone, and there's a 5-second audio that goes along with the picture so that you can say something like, Jimmy just scored and we won the game. So now you have that information with there. You didn't have to look away from the game to be able to do it. You can just talk right into your phone while you're participating and watching the game, but you're able to save all that data. You can also chat and cheer with this app, be able to send back and forth emojis, GIF files. You can even use the app to use your phones as noisemakers. Imagine all of us at the same event holding up our phone and making the South African horn sounds all at once, 100 phones going off at the same time to do cheers. So there's a whole bunch of interactive features in there. I could spend about an hour just talking about the different filtering and the content control features, but we've put in a lot of those in there as well. Now, there's a number of ways to use the app. The first thing is you can set up your own event. Once you've done that, you can invite anybody you want to participate in your event. You can also use the app as a geolocator to find your event. So you get to a soccer field, you find out where your team's playing through the geolocation device in it, and you start participating with everybody that's now at that soccer game. You can also do word searches, maybe to search by your team, and you can follow this remotely. So you don't even have to be at the event. If somebody's on a business trip, they can be following their son's event or their daughter's event while away. They can also follow multiple events all at the same time. So one parent's on one soccer field with one child, the other's on a football field with another child, and then a third child is somewhere else. So they can be following all that at the same time. At the end of the event, they can save what they're doing and share it. So they can go and send a link, say the grandparents, send that to the grandparents. They can then have a timeline where they can go through and follow all the events. The great thing about this is it's free to use, but if you want to save your events, let's say you want to save an entire season of events, you end up paying a subscription fee for that. We then do revenue sharing with the leagues. And this has worked out very well. Even though we've just launched 2 months ago, we've already signed up the YMCA in Fort Worth, TAPS, Cheer Time, and Texas Assault. To that end, I'm getting glowed on time here, so sorry I'm going through these kind of quickly. But To that end, we think that we have an opportunity for significant revenue and profit growth over the next 3 years. We plan to be run rate profitable. We're already generating revenue right now, but we plan to be run rate profitable in the next 6 months. One of the things, though, we're doing right now is we're doing a small raise in order to build up our marketing and sales. And to that end, we are doing a $200,000 raise that comes with warrants. Would get roughly about 9 to 10% ownership in the company. I think I've run out of time. No, a little more. Okay. If that's the case, I wanted to go back on one other feature here. And that is that 2 things. First of all, is that Sportal Live can be watched a number of ways. You can watch it from your phone, you can watch it from a computer interface through the web, or you can actually interface this to a TV and watch this on a TV. The other thing is that this all ties into a much larger platform called Sportal World, which has a number of other features that I'm not going to have enough time to talk about. But Sportal Live is the last part of building Sportal World. It's fully launched. We're past beta. We're generating revenue, and right now we're only thing we're doing is working on our marketing. So with that, I thank you all very much.
Neil, thank you very much. Obviously, a lot of information in a short 6-minute window there. I appreciate you trying to condense as much as you could. We will open up the floor to questions, and I do ask that you have the microphone with you when you ask the question, since we are on a live feed and questions cannot be heard unless the mic is with you. So we will start it over here.
Could you spend a little bit of time discussing your competition and whether or not you have any patents to defend your IP?
Good question. Right now, with Sportal Live, there's not much competition at all in this arena. Sportal World does a lot of different things. So our biggest competition is a thing called SI Play and Team Snap, but that is only for the team management part of our platform. What we do is way greater than that, and so we don't really think that we're competing against them. We think that we have a unique offering that can enhance. So even if somebody was using that platform, that we wouldn't necessarily be competing against them. To the issue with patents, we had 3 patents that were pending. The problem is that the Alice Banks ruling wiped out those kind of the bite in those patents. Because they were service-based, software-based. I'm not a patent attorney, but my patent attorneys came back and said, because of this ruling, it doesn't look like even if they're granted, they're not going to have any bite to them. So we dropped the patents. Now, as far as we believe that it would take at least 2.5 years to build what we've built here. We have over 1 million lines of code. It's very complicated to make all the working pieces work together. We had to go through a field trial with the YMCA, and the biggest part that nobody sees, that's not sexy at all, but it's necessary, is all the back office stuff that we had to do in order to make this work. So hopefully that answered your question.
You said that it can be used for things like events other than sporting, like
Yes.
A convention, training event. Can you see that being used? And
Yes. In any place where somebody would want to share the photos and share the excitement of what was going on at the event, this is perfect for that. And the other part is that being able to chat and cheer with everybody and to be able to pass on those messages back and forth. That has a lot of value to certain events.
So give us a little bit of, 1 second. Tell me a little bit how you had the inspiration to start this.
Actually, I had another company I was running a number of years ago where I was the head of the company. It was a U.S. company on paper, but in reality, it was an Israeli company. When we went to sell the company, I sold it for $40 million, and unfortunately, the VCs had done some backdoor stuff with liquidation preferences, and I said, okay, well, that's that's the last time that I make a lot of people a lot of money, because this has happened more than once. So I decided I wanted to go start my own company, and this was something I was passionate about, and so this is what I've put together. I've also, with my background, I was a vice president at Alcatel, and I was also at another voice over internet protocol startup that I was a VP at. So.
You said you can use 5 seconds of audio to overlay over the pictures. Is there any plans to also include 5 seconds of video?
Yes, there is. That's in our next release.
So one or two technical questions. So all these photos lives on your server, and
Yes.
those are secured photos sharing. So those photos are even available after the event, or it is only available during those events?
It is available if somebody saves the event, it's available to them at any time. They can pull it up, and what's nice is it organizes it for them. So instead of, I'm sure we've all seen the thing where you're looking for a photo and you're going back and forth over a timeline of a year trying to find that one photo. Well, on this, it's all set up for you. You pull up the game and you go through and you say, okay, that was the winning score or whatever you're looking for. It's all been organized for you, so you can pull it up and look at it, and then if you want to download that to your phone, you can do that as well.
So that is the part of your subscription services that you can look into and save the events even after the event is over.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you can share those with others that weren't at the event, say grandparents or something.
So who owns the actual data? So in other words, if you end your subscription, do you lose all of your pictures, photos, and all that? Or?
Whatever you didn't download to your own phone, yes, you would lose.
How are you handling copyright infringements on photos?
Everybody that's posting it has agreed by using the app that they are sharing that. So the same way as if you were putting something on Facebook, we're using the exact same tools on that.
Questions?
Does the website have a demo package? You can see how this actually works, where you can illustrate it for folks?
It has a tutorial. It
Tutorial.
does not have a live demo. We are actually working on a video that would go
Right,
that
that's
would
what I-
show all that. But there is graphics that show a demo and teach you how to, what buttons to press and
Right,
things like
that's
that.
what I was getting at, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to your slide that we ran through real quickly on the pricing. How did you come with your pricing model, and what's that? I mean, is it competitive? I guess you don't really have a lot of competition, but how do you rank that?
What we did was we looked at what other subscriptions fee were for sports apps, and our pricing is very competitive with that. For example, Team Snap, if you wanted just to use that, would be $8.99 a month. So, and on there, you're not saving all these photos. There is a way of downloading some photos, but it isn't time-stamped. It's not, it's not a live interactive type of thing. It's just at the end of the, somebody can go to the website and download random photos in whatever order. But they're charging $8.99 for their subscription fee. Ours starts at $2.99 and works its way up to $8.99 depending on how many games that you're saving. One season's worth of games, though, would only be about $2.99.
Okay. And as far as marketing goes right now, how are you currently marketing, trying to find groups, clients, teams?
We're really interested in signing up a number of leagues, things like YMCA, Pop Warner, and that's something we could use. Anybody has contacts into those leagues, booster clubs, things of that nature. We would love those types of introductions. We have a number of irons in the fire that we're working on right now to get signed up in the next month or so. One of the ways that we see our exit strategy, by the way, is through cheerleading. We've got a number of folks that are very interested, like Cheer Time, that's got multiple cheerleading gyms. The idea is to get in there, show proof of concept, and then work our way up to the chain, say to Varsity Sport, work a large deal with Varsity Sport, and then hopefully have a quick exit after that. So I really believe our exit strategy is in the next 18 to 24 months.
Tell me a little bit about the B shares, the money you're trying to raise.
It's preferred stock. It has liquidation preferences in it. It also is, it's not voting shares, but it has board representation, and it comes with 100% warrants. So if somebody was to, say, put $20,000 in, the dollar per share is $1.38 right now. The price per share is $1.38. And whatever that they, how many shares, let's say they got 20,000 shares, they'd also have the opportunity through the warrants that over the next 5 years, they could exercise the warrants and have twice the stock for the same price. And by the way, the reason we're doing that is that right now we've got so much momentum going on that I don't want to spend 6 months doing a raise. So I'm trying to do something that's, you know, it's quick, it's easy, you know, that makes it very, very enticing for somebody to come in and do an investment, so that we're not going around and 6 months from now I'm still, you know, on the road trying to raise funds. I'm doing, you know, spending most of my time doing the marketing stuff, along with, by the way, I have a number of other part-time people also working on our marketing right now with me. One thing I want to point out, and I need to be very careful on this, I can't step on any Reg D issues, so I can't make any guarantees, but I firmly believe that knowing that some other similar, not exactly what we're doing, but this space is very popular right now, and that there's companies that are being sold right now, and I've seen what their valuations were, and I've seen what they've sold for. I think that we could sell today and we would make a profit for all of our investors. Now, not the profit I want. You know, I'm looking at, you know, I would hope to get at least a 20x on an investment, but that's kind of my, if somebody came in today and offered 20x, that's kind of what I would look for an exit. So.
Great. All right, let's wrap this up. So you've already kind of told us a little bit of what you're looking for. Is there anything else we can do to help you today and help get the word out?
Just the two main things is if anybody has interest in investment or knows others that might be interested in investment, please let me know. I'll give you a copy of my business card. By the way, one of the things that that the Sportal world does allows you to build your own sports cards. So my business card looks like a sports card, and there's a QR code on the back that digitally links to my sports page. So anyhow, come and get a card. The other area is if anybody has some contacts in with any sorts of leagues, any sorts of sports clubs or booster clubs, things of that nature, I would love to also to meet with you and get your you know, get your contact on there, and would love an introduction. So thank you so much.
Neil, thank you very much for your time.
Appreciate it.